So I'd just like to start off by saying welcome. And the first person I'd like to invite up to the microphone to give us a welcome from Biripi is Auntie Barb Clark.
As a regional elder of Biripi, it is with great pleasure that I welcome you all here today. I wish to pay respects to the elders who have passed and honoured them for being part of the Biripi journey, bringing better health to the Biripi people and surrounding community. Shirley Morris, Alice Briggs, Elsie Allen, Yui Ridgeway and Ella Simon. I acknowledge and encourage elders who are with us today for their part of continuing this journey. Welcome the visitors who are here with us to celebrate the opening of the new building. The building here has seen many changes over the years and old memories for Thomas and I as well as some of you see today. On the 11th of February 1950, a special ceremony was held in the regional building known as the manager's office. That day, Thomas and I were married by the Salvation Army officer, along with my sister Shirley Mitchell and Rex Morris. It was a double wedding. Our witnesses were Mervyn Ping and young Betty Saunders. The building has had many names, including the dispensary as well as the baby health centre. The new Biripi building is under steps towards its continuing health outcome for our people. I'd like to thank each and every one of you. Thank you.
Yigu Mara, Diganja, Baranja, Dinga, Bingaja, Banja, Guanja, Ye Nuramba Baraba, Ye Biripi Baraba, Ye Baraba Baraba Gata Nuran, Bulang Marambu, which means welcome children, sisters and brothers, auntie and uncles. This is our country. This is Biripi country. This is my country. Let us all go together. Thank you all.
This is a poem and it's etched on metal and it'll be standing up in the new centre. And the poem is written by me and it's about the building that was created here and how we're all tied to it one way or another through history. It's called Just One Small Building. Just one small building was all they asked to do our job well and complete our task. Just one small building to treat us all, to look after our health and be on call. Two angels working side by side, Reenie and Auntie Pat, with love and pride, gave vitamins and band-aids and booster shots of B, all to keep us all strong and illness-free. Just one small building, it was the start for the doctors to come and check our hearts. Sorry guys. And from the beginning, my mother would clean, scrubbing and polishing till everything gleamed. Just one small building, and then there was two, with Dr. Fisher inside, waiting for you. Yes, just one small building, and just look how it's grown. A building we are all proud to call our own. Thank you. Hello again everyone, and again, welcome. My name is Eden Davis Nee MacDonald, and before we begin, I would like to pay my respects to all my elders past and present. I am a 51-year-old Aboriginal woman and the sole surviving parent and grandparent of 7 adult children and 12 grandchildren, a blessing I thank God for today. Although I was born in Sydney, from the age of 3, I was raised and grew up on Purfleet Mission, here in the Manning Valley. And tonight, with your permission, I would like to share with you the story of my painting. It's a story full of history, culture, respect and love. It's the story of my mother, it's the story of her friends, and it's the story of me. The painting is called Four Royals Dreaming, and I chose this name because it has a double meaning for me. It not only describes the cards that each player holds, it also describes how I feel about the card players themselves. The painting is a bird's eye view of the players and the cards they hold, which has all of them dreaming that they hold the unbeatable winning hand. To a layperson, the game they are playing is poker, and the combination of the cards they hold is called a royal routine. It is inspired by my childhood memories of 5 extraordinary women and the bond and friendship they formed for over 30 years over a cup of tea and a game of cards. It's also about the role I played as a child when I was sent on errands around the mission to each woman's house with one request from my mother: are you in? In being, are you in for a game of cards? Sadly, it's only now that I realise how lucky I was to be that errand girl. From the many late nights and long days, I was blessed to see and hear many stories of bygone days. And I watched and learnt as problems were shared and halved, and I heard the rolling laughter of friends at ease. This went a long way into shaping the woman that stands before you all tonight. Every story has a beginning, and this one starts with a kind, proud woman, Narelle Clark. Auntie Nuri, as she was known to us kids, was my mother's distant relative and our next-door neighbour. It was a simple act of kindness on Auntie Nuri's behalf when she invited my mother over to her house for a cup of tea and a game of cards. This led to a lifelong friendship of love and respect. As the years rolled by and us kids grew, the women played on, and then sadly, Auntie Nuri died, mourned by all. It was after this that my mother began to host the card games in her house, where the stories became more grand. New friendships were forged, and the laughter continued on. And now, to the players themselves. They are Mrs. Edith Jane MacDonald, my mother, Mrs. Valmay Cochrane, Mrs. Phyllis Donovan, and Mrs. Sophie Morcom. All major influences in my life and dearly missed. In the centre of the table is what card players call the winnings or the pot. In the corners are each player's stack of coins, which was watched by all. But what the painting doesn't show is the exchange of money that went underneath the table when one of those stacks would dwindle. This silent exchange of money would ensure that the game went on just a little more. So long before our grandmothers, and great-grandmothers felt comfortable about going into town, this was their entertainment. Long before the TVs, long before the bingos and houses, and long before the one-armed bandits, this was their escape from the rigours of life. And above all else, this is the story of the last of the gatherers. I hope I have told their story straight. I hope my painting does them justice, and most of all, I hope they are never forgotten. Thank you.
I would like to acknowledge all elders past and present and the distinguished guests and the community who without you we wouldn't be here today. The vision of the Purfleet Aboriginal Advancement League and the community of our elders who fought for what we have here today. On behalf of the Biripi Board of Directors, I would like to thank the following: the Commonwealth funding bodies for their contributions to our Biripi Medical Service, AMS. Thank you. I'd also like to thank the architects, David Koenigs. Thank you, David. And the artist and poet, Eden Davis McDonald. Also like to thank the builders, both Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal, who built this clinic, the community for collecting the history, engagement in Purfleet Mission. I'd also like to thank the staff of Biripi for their work on setting up this clinic that we look at today. I'd also like to thank all the members for their ongoing support and commitment to make sure Biripi is functioning well into the future for the Biripi people. The Purfleet community should be very proud and honoured for the high standards and professionalism it brings to this clinic. Thus the staff and community, thank you. To deliver high levels of health care. Together we have significantly improved services to both bushland and Purfleet communities in the last 12 months. I'd also like to especially thank the Advancement League for their vision for the future, as it was just one little building before they even thought of being able to get this going. They've travelled. How should I say, they took a petition which the community signed, which was a well-needed medical service that we needed here on Purfleet to cater for all sorts of problems that we had here. So today, thank you for attending with us here at Biripi Country Nation, and have a nice day.
First of all, I'd also like to compliment for the beautiful welcomes that we had from the various aunties, and the beautiful artwork and recital of that poem from Eden. That was lovely. And I could see there was a lot of love that went into that painting. You could see like you're in part of the game there. But look, it is my great pleasure to be here, and I would just like to also compliment the current board and the previous board and Brett for all their work in putting this together. It is quite an exceptional building, and I see it's taken in and maintained the centrality of the beautiful tree here, under which many Biripi were born, married, and had all sorts of other ceremonies here. So it's also sort of a very inclusive building and got lots of natural light. You feel good when you walk into it. So well done to the architect. But look, the Aboriginal Medical Centre here, as you all know, it's Coles to Newcastle, me telling you that, but it's been quite central in the history of the mission and Purfleet, and there's been a commitment by the federal government to all ACHOs, because we know that the outcomes of ACHOs is the best outcome when it's community controlled. And that's why the Federal Coalition is continuing its support. I have the honour of working with Ken Wyatt, who's the first Indigenous man to serve as a minister, and he is now the Minister for not just aged care but Indigenous health. When the former minister before me, Fiona Nash, was the Assistant Minister, she had control and oversight of ACHOs, but when Ken came along, it seemed quite natural for it to go with him. So he sends his apologies. He rang me up and said he couldn't be here, and I was very happy to be here because it's my patch. So there we go. But to all of you who work in the Biripi AMS and have worked before, I'm sure you're equally proud. The Commonwealth contribution out of the Rural General Practice grants, I think total 270,000. So it's obviously been put to good work. And look forward to many consultants visiting. All health professionals will be able to deliver good quality care in a wonderful new building. I'd also like to acknowledge my state colleague and Steve Bromhead, member for Mile Lakes, and Sue. It's great to see you here. He's driven back especially from Parliament today to be here, and I'm sure he'll be equally impressed. So congratulations everyone, well done, and look forward to seeing the official opening and all the other dancing and celebrations. Thanks very much.
Well, I'd like to acknowledge the Biripi people and the elders past and present whose lands we're on today. Also to James Glass, the chairman, my federal colleague, Dr. David Gillespie, and isn't it fantastic? We've now got a Minister for Rural Health actually in our area and being our federal member. David's starting to squirm in the chair now because he knows what that means. To my wife Sue, thank you for coming along with me and supporting me so well. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is an absolutely fantastic day. This is something that you can really be proud of. The building looks fantastic. I've been through and I've had a look. It's functional, and it's something that you guys deserve, and all of you, all of us, can be really proud of. I can remember coming here 36 years ago when there was only that little cottage, and things have grown. And I also had a look again today at the older building, and I'm looking forward to the renaissance, the renewal and the redevelopment of that building, so it too can be something that's modern, up to date, and part of the 21st century. So I won't keep on talking like 45 minutes of politics, but well done. Thank you very much to the board, the previous board. I know how much work that you guys have put into getting the funding. So congratulations and enjoy this special occasion. Thank you.
Hello everybody. Welcome to our opening of our beautiful building. Being a long-serving staff member, I started working when the first building came out, when some of our community men were working on that, and then it joined onto this building, that building, and then our aged care, which we had up to 91 time, and then over in Namby. I've seen a lot of staff come and go, and also a lot of our board members as well. We lost a few, a lot of our people along the way, but we're here to continue the health of our people. I love working on my community. I love working in a community-based organisation. And when I first started, I started at 17, and it's good to see some of our young people coming through right now and continue to, I hope they can continue to keep going and embrace what we've got here, because our young people are our future and we need to show them the way. And I also want to thank our staff who's worked here with me and continue to work and support each other. And I just wanted to tell you a tricky yarn. When I worked in the treatment room, when I first started, I had an elder come in one day and he had a cut on the wound, and he said, "Oh, look at this sleep." Oh, my thing's coming off. He said, "Look at this sleep," and he had a cut and he put on spider's web on his wound. He said, "This here, bub, this will hold it good." So, little memories like that I cherish. And another memory was another uncle. We have a lot of hunting dogs on the community, and another elder come in and wanted some tablets, and we wanted to know what he need those tablets for, those worm tablets. I think he wanted them for his hunting dogs, so that they'd be right when they go hunting for the food up in the bush there. And he's no longer with us, bless him, but little things like that we treasure and we carry through. And our elders, my community, they showed me the way. They taught me how to give respect and gain respect for our people. And back in 2013, I was lucky to receive a Health Workers Award for the Deadlies Health Worker of the Year. And I was nominated by my staff and my community, and that's just a good pat on the back to show me that we can do things together if we do it together and grow strong and grow in health. And because our Aboriginal health, that's what we're here for on our community, and many other communities around Australia has got AMSs and health centres in their community. But we're very lucky here to have it on our community. As Foster was once with us, and now they've got theirs going, and up in Port Macquarie, the other one. But Biripi, I love working and come and work, and so does the other staff. They come to work and enjoy working to gain a better health for our people, because one day we got to show it and let it go for our young people, because they got to look after this place like many of our ancestors done here, and many of our great elders are no longer with us. So I just want to thank everybody for coming today, and let's go forward this beautiful building that we got. And our young people, you listen out there, we'll look after this place, okay? If you see anyone around here mucking around or try to damage it, you just growl at them, because you are the next ones in line, okay? So thank you everybody, and have a good evening.
Looking at a new building is a new vision. Back then it was a vision too, and I want to acknowledge some people that were involved in that, and that was Auntie Edie McDonald, Auntie Barbara, Uncle Thomas, Warner and Phyllis, Uncle Mick, all the older people that went on, and there's only a few now that fought for that building and that change. And when that change came through, things started happening. There was a lot of employment, and a lot of employment was made for a lot of people. And it was people with passion for health. Those that work in health, they have a passion. And that passion is your drive that pushes you on to help your own people. I worked here as a nurse, and that was the passion that pushed me on to work here. But I just want to say thank you to my community for accepting me as a nurse out here. But I can see a lot of other things happening in this new building and this new vision. And we will be the elders then. But those elders that went on and fought for us, I just want to give them the thanks. And the thing about Auntie Edie is when me and her and Gwen Troutman and Thomas and Bob Davis were sent up to Congress to have a look at what Congress in Central Australia had. And then we were sent down to Adelaide to the Women's World Conference to find out what Aboriginal health was all about. It came back here, and I'm glad to stand here to say and see it, that it's changed and it's got bigger and it's going to get better and better and better. Because the education on health is what made us better. Before we weren't educated on health, but now we know. We know the difference. We had a lot of people die and a lot of children die, but now we know. Anyways, thank you.
Wanda! Butung butung gakil gura gakil butung gakil gura gakil butung butung gakil gura gakil butung gakil gura gakil butung gakil gura gakil butung gakil gura gakil Magain, gatai nata, gatai nata. Urba banarila, urba banagain, gatai nata, gatai nata, gatai nata, gatai nata.
Harry, just say you declare the building open.
Yeah, I see you, I'm not deaf. I'm not out of deaf. I declare the building open now. Get in!